Welcome back to the House of Agendas podcast. It is Doug, your co-host, and to my right is the master himself.
It is Kid Kinsey, aka Himsy, aka Young D Breezy, aka the only time I lose at Madden is when Madden cheats me in the building.
Wow. What an introduction for one of the cheesiest Madden players of all time. Really hard to understand where he gets this confidence from. It actually bothers me. Kenzie, what was your favorite part of the weekend?
I played some Tekken, and that was tough.
Okay.
I started Cuphead because people was acting like that game was harder than Dark Souls.
I actually watched you play a little bit of Cuphead. It's pretty boring looking, honestly.
It's challenging, and then the Jets won, so it's very good, very good.
That was interesting because for a while there, Zach Wilson, I don't know, man. There's something, I don't know. They pulled it out, so it's great, but I don't know, man. There's something about Zach Wilson. Let's see. I'm trying to think. Best part of the weekend for me was seeing. Oh, man. Best part of the weekend. It's hard to say there's a best part of the weekend when your team loses a game that they shouldn't lose.
Yeah, that got me tight. Like, I was like, you know what? It's the Browns. I trust them. Money line down the drain.
I mean, yeah, losing to a guy who completes 7 passes in a game is really, really difficult to watch. The defense is terrible. They haven't fired the defensive coordinator. The play calling is questionable at times. It's really difficult to watch them in the fourth quarter. There was a crazy stat. They went under Kevin Stefanski. They're outscored in the fourth quarter by just like over 100 points. It's insane.
Yes, terrible.
So very upsetting. So best part of the weekend for me didn't have a best part because my team lost. So got to take the L when you have the L.
Hey.
So just wanted to drop in. Our social medias, guys, we're trying to push these more. We're trying to work on our content. On Instagram, we are at House of Agendas, all one word. On Twitter, we are at HO capital A Agendas. And on YouTube, we are at House of Agendas. Our logo is on the little avatar right there. You should be able to find us pretty easy. We are up to 127 subscribers on our YouTube, trying to grow that as much as we can. On our Twitter, we're up to 171 followers. We're doing a little bit better there. And we are still trying to grow the Instagram. We're trying to work out how to post things on there, be a little more active on Instagram. Kinsey did put out a breakout video for us last week. We're going to try to do a little bit more of that going forward. So give us a follow. We follow back. We interact. We do the best we can. We tweet on Sundays. We're doing everything on that end. Kinsey, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot more clips posting. Certain parts of the YouTube videos we're gonna break up into like shorts or whatever you call it, YouTube. And yeah, we're mainly active on Twitter, especially during Sundays. Well, now that the NBA is coming back, it's probably gonna be like more often, a lot of agendas.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because the frequency of NBA games, there'll be more content and more things to talk about. And if you guys do see an increase in Wizards or Clippers talk, that's going to be under Kenzie's watch because I could give a damn about either one of them. So if you do see that, just know you're directing your comments at Kenzie because they could be outrageous.
Any wall slander or anti-wall talk in general will be replied with within the hour. So very carefully. You're talking about what was he? Yeah, the second best point guard in 2017. But moving on.
I've never seen somebody cling so tightly to something that happened 5 years ago. It's pretty wild.
All right, real quick, it was Curry, Wall, Russ, Dame, then maybe
in 2017.
Yeah,
Russ was for sure better.
He
for sure
had a media narrative and that padded rebound.
Come on, man. All right. This is like bordering on the Magic Johnson discussion last week that probably got us banned on social media. So, Kenzie, I wanted to start off the podcast a little bit different. We usually get right into our topics. We get right into our stuff. Have a little fun this time. What is your favorite all-time video game system?
It was close because there's like a lot. I was stuck between like the PS2 the Game Boy SP, the DS slash the DS Lite, and the PS4. But I think I'm gonna have to rock out with the DS. Like it's damn near tied with the P4. Of course, the P4 I use more for like parties with friends, Netflix, YouTube. But
Yeah.
the DS, that was like when I tell you I had at least like 300 plus hours in Pokemon alone. Not to mention there's other games like Mario Party DS, Mario Kart, and all that. So yeah, the DS it was just I would take it to school. Sometimes play in the school in class with my friend, like Pokemon battle each other from across the class. So there's way too much memories with the DS.
Yeah, I mean, and for me, it was like I'm a little bit older than you, so the Game Boy Advance was really big for me when that came out. It was a game changer. So I do have a connection with the Game Boy. Hell, me and you still play Pokemon together on Twitch. We
Yeah.
stream that all the time. I'm gonna go with for my favorite system. It was a toss up between PlayStation 2 and Xbox.
Right.
I'm gonna lean towards PlayStation 2 for this reason. Grand Theft Auto Vice City was an all timer for me. You had that like Scarface vibe. You had like it was just Vice City was one of my favorite games, and then it beats out the Xbox because after a while your Xbox would get the red ring of death,
Yeah.
and we used to wrap that in heavy ass blankets, and sometimes it would reverse that red ring, and you could play for a little bit longer. So we've spent a lot of time trying to recoup the Xbox. So I'm going to side with the PlayStation because we played a shit ton of WWE Raw versus SmackDown '07, all those games on it, the classics. I'm going to side with PlayStation 2 as my favorite system for those reasons. What is your favorite game on the Game Boy? I mean, I understand Pokemon, but besides Pokemon, what was your favorite game on the?
Um. Ooh, yeah. Without what is my favorite DS game if not for Pokemon? I guess it would be Mario and Luigi Partners in Time.
Okay.
Yeah, just because like it wasn't like your traditional Mario game. It like was a RPG. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like Mario meets Final Fantasy, and those bosses were tough. I actually have to see if there's like an emulator online because I never actually finished the game. So
I
yeah,
would assume there's probably an emulator. Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, they've got every game on there now. Favorite game for me is probably Halo 3. Halo 3 was really big for me. We spent a shit ton of time playing Halo, uh, custom games, campaign, going through the difficulties, playing online. We used to spend a shit ton of time on Halo 3. So I'm going to pick Halo 3 as my favorite all time game. When we post this, drop in the comments. Tell us your favorite game. Tell us your favorite system. Let us know what you used to play on. Definitely reach out. Let us know what's your kind of gaming preferences.
and honorable mention for a game that's not a handheld game, Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a banker. But tied with that is Sonic Adventure Battle 2. Like that game.
The thing I remember about Budokai is always the circling the thumbs for the energy
Oh yeah, for
battles.
the beam clashes.
Yeah, the beam clashes. That used to like I had a buddy who could just swivel the shit out of it, and my thumbs I just could never get it going fast enough. So I would always end up losing those battles and then end up losing the fight. So we just wanted to kick it off with a little bit something different. Obviously, we're getting back into the sports. Kenzie, is the NFC East underrated at this point?
Despite them having it's 2 3-1 teams, right? The Eagles, not the Eagles. The Eagles are 4-0.
So they got the Eagles who are 4-0, the Cowboys are 3-1, the Giants are 3-1, and the Commanders are 1-3.
Yeah, so despite having 3 teams with winning records, I'm gonna say no. The only team there that's going to have a not winning record, but that's gonna crack 10 wins is the Eagles. The Cowboys, even if they like, I just don't get me wrong. I thought they were done once Cooper Rush started. And it's eventually going to run out. But even when Dak comes back, there's no guarantee that Dak is just going to straight up win games. They've been inconsistent with him before. The Giants, they're 3-1. It does not matter. If they finish with 7 wins, I would still be surprised despite their hot start. I thought the Commanders would be better, but I don't know what it is with them. Honestly, the best they looked quarterback-wise in the past few years was with Taylor Heineke. That's kind of bad. So yeah, I know they probably have like the best combined record across the league right now, but I don't think that underrated. I still think there's only there's one true good team, and that's the.
Um, I'm going to side with you. While their conference record is 11-5, and that looks really good on paper, um, they haven't really played anybody. Like I know, and when Dallas did play somebody, Dak got hurt and they
Right.
lost. Cooper Rush has done an okay job. I think they're not giving him a ton. Saquon Barkley is rounding into being a good player again if
Yeah.
this continues. Obviously, the Eagles. I think both of us have the Eagles in high regard. I think we both think they're a playoff team. Potentially, I think they're going to be the conference winner. We'll talk about that a little bit later. And the Commanders, they've got talented players. Carson Wentz. I just think people have got to stop taking a risk on Carson Wentz. I don't know. I mean, I guess he's got some arm talent and he can sling it sometimes, but it's not consistent enough to maintain over a full season. What it looks like. He fell apart with the Colts last year at the end when they needed him, and he's not gotten it done for the Commanders to start. So I think they're probably properly rated at the moment. And that's carried mainly by the Eagles, who everybody respects, and people are waiting to see if the wheels fall off on the Giants and the Cowboys. That takes us into this. You asked me this a little bit earlier. Any chance that there is a controversy at the QB position in Dallas?
Now, is Cooper Rush better than Dak? No. But we know how things go. The Cowboys are on a good winning streak. And let's say when Dak comes back, he struggles. There's going to be some, did we rush him back too early or should we go back to Rush? Now, let's say like he loses 2 in a row. Those conversations are really, really going to start. Because, like, especially, like, how Cowboy fans, they're, like, super volatile, super overreactionary.
Yeah.
And with the way the Rams are looking, if they beat the Rams this upcoming week, and then they bring Dak back for next week, I think they've got the Eagles, and they lose versus the Eagles. If you win 4 in a row with a quarterback, and then you bring the other one back, and then they lose, it's natural as a fan, unless your quarterback is like the Mahomes, the Allens, like the Brady's, the Lamars, to say, yeah, I don't know about this one. So just based off the fact that they're winning, and if it keeps up, and Jerry Jones isn't helping at all. Like Jerry Jones, he's actually making it terrible. He legit said, I hope there is a QB controversy, and now they might have one. So yes, I do think there's one, simply because of narrative, not that Dak is actually worse than Cooper Rush.
Right. So I just wanted to put this out there. Dak Prescott's contract is 4 years, $160 million, $126 million guaranteed. There is no controversy in Dallas. I think Jerry Jones is a fool for even bringing that out to the media. He wasn't even. There's nobody even asked. He just brought it up. He said, "I hope so, because then we're doing our job." Well, are you doing your job if you paid a guy $160 million, and he's not the guy? Is that a failure almost? I mean, I would assume that's kind of a failure.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you saw the quote. He was like, "I don't know if Dak could rip a football." Then why are you trying to say, "Oh, he's week to week"? Like, get your story right.
I mean, he wants to be a medical professional. He wants there to be a QB controversy because he thinks that means they're doing it right. I just want to throw this out here. Cooper Rush is 3-0. That is impressive.
Yeah.
In those games, they have played. Let's see. They played. I had it pulled up here. 1 second. Trying to pull up the combined record of the teams that he was beaten. But in those games, he has 4 passing touchdowns, no interceptions, but he's completing 60% of his passes. That's very, very average in the NFL.
Yeah.
And he's he's thrown for only 740 yards. He's not setting the world on fire. They're doing things to help him win that I almost think they should let Dak do
Right.
when he's back. Their opponents or the Commanders. We've talked about the Commanders. The Giants did not play well that game. The Bengals, when the Bengals were struggling mightily at that point in the season.
Right.
Though I think the Bengals is a good win, but Joe Burrow wasn't playing well. These last 2 games, Joe Burrow's completely turned it around. They look like a different team already. I don't think there's a QB controversy because money talks in the NFL, and that's the bottom line. Dak Prescott's going to be the starter. I personally think they should wait till he's 100% healthy because why risk getting another hand injury? Why? These investments, I don't think the Cowboys could win the Super Bowl with Dak. So I don't think obviously they don't think that way, but you're not going to win the Super Bowl with Dak, I don't think.
Yeah.
You're still going to be the second best team in the NFC East either way. So no QB controversy in my opinion. I wanted to do something different now for this next topic. We are officially 1 month into the season, 4 games down. I'm going to go down the line, and we're going to pick our division winners in each conference. Are you ready?
Yes, I have them written down.
Okay. Starting off in the NFC North, who did you pick to win?
I have the Packers as of now.
No, NFC North. My bad. I missed.
Yeah. I have the Packers as of now.
Okay.
Vikings, it's not like I can even say the Vikings are up and down. The Packers offense is up and down, but I'm just going to trust the Packers. But it's definitely going to come down to like the final few weeks between them and the Vikings.
Okay. So I know we were high on the Vikings to start the year. They are come and go. I'm not set on them. I do think they'll finish second, but I have Green Bay winning the division right now. I do think the Lions are improving, and the Bears, they're just not there yet. They're not ready. So I'm going to side with Green Bay also. Moving out. What about the NFC South?
It's not a debate. The Bucks, the Panthers.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say I was high on them, but I at least saw like 6 to 8 wins because over the past few years they had like the most losses in close single-digit games. So like the talent is there. They're bad this year. They're just bad.
Well, Baker's not good. He's not good.
Yeah, the offense is bad. The defense is solid. It's just the offense. So and the Saints, they're good. They have like a good culture, so they'll never be terrible, but they're just like lack of talent. And Falcons, no, absolutely not. So the Bucks.
I'm gonna pick Tampa Bay also. I think I just think they're the best team down there. I expect at some point Tom Brady and the offense to actually get going. I still think that he can get it done at this age. He's not having a fantastic year. He's not having a bad year. It's just with the offensive line issues and not having the same receivers every week, hard to win that way. So I do think Tampa Bay is going to get it right, and they will end up winning that division. That takes us to the NFC East.
Eagles, even though I know it's close right now because the Giants and Cowboys. It's going to be the Eagles. Commanders. So I'm rocking with the Eagles.
Yeah, we're both rocking with the Eagles. They just look better. They've got a complete offensive line, defensive line, and that's the foundation right there. Eagles all day on that one also. Take us out west. Who you got winning the West? I think this is a toss-up right now. I don't know who's going to win the West.
I still have. I'm not going to say faith in the Rams. I don't think it's going to be the Cardinals. They're way too up and down. The 49ers, if they win it, I will not be shocked, but I'm going with the Rams. And the Seahawks, they're surprising me.
They're feisty. They're
very, very feisty. I did not see them 2-2 through like 4 weeks, but that's just another team I can't see where they get it. They're probably going to finish with like 6-7 wins, but nah. I think the Rams will eventually get on track. They're eventually going to have to say, yeah, let's revamp this offense a bit. So I can see them winning it, but not a lot of wins, like 10, 11.
My answer, I'm going to pick the winner of last night's game, Monday night's game. I'm going to pick the 49ers. I think them and the Rams are going to be clawing it out against each other all year. I like the way the 49ers played last night.
Right.
The Rams have an issue at offensive line. They cannot protect right now, and Matt Stafford is not good under pressure. Most people aren't good under pressure. I mean, that's just how it is. Not everybody can be, have the escapability of Lamar Jackson. So I wanted to ask you, did you predict that Geno Smith would be outplaying Russell Wilson at this point of the season?
Not at all, man. Like,
that's insane. It's
like,
actually really funny.
I'm a Geno guy since like he was with us, but being with the Jets, that is. But I did not see this. Like he damn near put up 50 last week.
I mean, he's like completing 70% of his passes or something wild. It's incredible.
Now, Seattle does have weapons, so like I never thought they would be terrible, but yeah, I did not see this coming.
Let's see. We're gonna stay out west. Who do you have winning the AFC West? I know who you have, but go ahead and gloat a little bit and tell us about it.
I try to tell people, man, oh, this team added that person. They added them. Justin Herbert coming. It's the Chiefs, bro. Their floor is like, 11, 12 wins a year, losing in either the Super Bowl or the AFC Championship in overtime. And some people were debating if they make the playoffs. Madness.
Yeah.
The Chiefs are winning that division.
Wasn't it Bart Scott that said they wouldn't even make the playoffs?
Yeah.
Who that man's made some bold predictions this offseason. You can't fight it. It's the Chiefs. I thought if the Chargers were healthy, this would be a closer race, to be fair. Now, those injuries are very hard to overcome. Herbert picked it up last week, but the Chiefs, there's still too much. Mahomes, I mean, just, MVP level play right now. You can't deny it. So he cleaned up his play a little bit. He's not getting those bailout throws, which it happens. Good quarterbacks get away with things like that.
I'm not gonna lie.
For years.
Even like as a huge Mahomes fan, there's some plays I'm like, what are you doing? And then it works out. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, he's just an all-time great player. It happens. It works out for those guys for whatever reason. He cleaned it up. He looked really good against a good Tampa Bay defense. Mm-hmm. They pushed those guys around all night. The running back from I can't remember what college, Rutgers. From Rutgers,
Checo or something like that.
I can't pronounce his name. Starts with a P. Guy runs hard. Yeah. If that guy could come in and help Edward-Helaire, that could be another weapon that they've been needing for a little while. So look out for that kid out of Rutgers. Very impressed with the way they played last night. Let's see. AFC East.
The Bills. The only other person I think had a chance was the Dolphins, but with Tua being out, and granted, I don't think Bridgewater is bad, but he's not like really a ceiling raiser either.
Yeah.
So the Patriots just no. Even though I think what was his name, Zappy? He didn't look that bad, but
Billy Zappy.
Yeah, there's no way they win the division with that. And the frisky Jets, nah.
Yeah.
We will.
Yeah,
split,
I mean,
they're not sweeping us. We're splitting. We're split.
Okay. I also have the Bills. I have them as I still think they're the best team in the NFL. That was a good win over the Ravens. They really slowed down Lamar. The weather did help, obviously. Yeah. But Lamar threw for 140 yards or something?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't great.
It actually surprised me because when they was up like 20-3 at one point, I was like, oh, Lamar must be going crazy. So I guess it was just like the running game and short field.
Well, Dobbins with Dobbins back, that helps the Ravens a lot.
Yeah.
That gives them another. Lamar doesn't have to do everything,
Mhm.
but yeah, the Bills, Josh Allen, even with the secondary, Jordan Poyer has an interception in every game he's played in. They've still got good players all over the field.
Right.
Let's take it down to the AFC South. Who do you have in the South?
This division is trash.
It's
Like
not good.
not Vikings, Colts. What happened? Like
They don't
all
have
you
it.
had to do was cut down the Wentz turnovers, and y'all were on pace to be at least 10-win team. And right now, you looking like damn near the worst team. The Jaguars, granted, I thought they would like be 4 wins, and that obviously showed me to be better than that. But I'm still not ready to say frisky wild card. Like I think some people are bugging with that.
Yeah.
The Titans, they go as Henry goes. That's Tannehill. He's fallen off a bit. Maybe it's due to lack of receivers, but yeah. And the Texans clearly rebuilding, so no. So yeah, I'm rocking with the Colts. As crazy as that sounds, I still think they eventually get it together. I think they're still the most talented team in that division.
This just in, the memes have started to fly on Jonathan Taylor. People are starting to call him a fraud, which I'm not here for. I'm not here yet. I think he's still good. I think teams are just paying a lot closer attention. They're giving him a lot more people in the box.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to pick the Jaguars. I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to give. I know they lost the Eagles game, but they made a push and made that game interesting.
That would mean that you could see them getting 9-10 wins.
9 wins. I mean, what have the Colts done that makes you think? They haven't done anything to make you think. You just believe that they have the talent. I think the Jags have a good defense. I think Trevor is coming along. They've got comparable weapons besides Jonathan Taylor to the Colts. Kirk is he's really shown a lot. Him and Pittman, there can't be a difference between him and Pittman. James Robinson, Travis Etienne together, that duo is got to be similar. And is Matt Ryan better than Trevor right now?
Nah.
Okay, so they're right there. It's the same. They're on the same level. If not, I think the Jags are younger and have a higher ceiling. So I'm going to pick the Jags. I mean, it's out on a limb. They're a flashy pick right now, so I'm going to go out with them. And our AFC North, make your case for Baltimore because I already penciled that in.
Oh yeah. Basically, right. They're just choking. If they just learn how to convert a 4th and 2, they would easily be 4-0 and easily be everybody's favorite right now. But the Dolphins lost, embarrassing. The Bills lost, even though it wasn't purely in the fourth quarter, it was like a whole second half thing. Up 20-3 at home. You gotta close that out, man. And I don't understand how they don't close leads out. They're a running team that should bleed the clock out. But the secondary is terrible. But regardless,
yeah,
that's bad. The Browns, they're not going to win it. Granted, if they're like around 500 by the time Deshaun comes back, they can try to make a late game push.
Mm-hmm.
The Bengals are also still viable. It looks like they shook off their terrible start. And the Steelers, no. They're 6-7 wins max. Even though Mike Tomlin always finishes 500, I just don't see how he does it this year. So yeah, I'm rocking with the Ravens.
I'm going to pick Baltimore also, but I think if Baltimore doesn't start closing out these games, it's going to make it more interesting and more interesting. Mm-hmm. I would like to say this, and this is hypothetical as gets. If Deshaun Watson was playing a full season this year, I would say the Browns would win the AFC North.
Yeah, because honestly,
this season, if he was playing this season, next year could be a completely different case. If he was playing all 17 games this year, I think the Browns would win it based on what I've seen so far.
Right.
I also
like with Deshaun, that's at least 3. Like y'all don't lose that game versus us with Deshaun.
No, and I don't see how the Falcons can hang with us.
Yeah, right.
If we have, I mean, it's just a different level of talent. Jacoby's he's tough. He plays hard. I respect him. It's just a different level of arm talent, different level of talent. I do think the Bengals have a very good chance of coming back and winning the division.
Yeah.
They're 2-2 after 2 really bad games. Really bad games. Browns, Ravens, Bengals all tied at 2-2. These next couple weeks are very telling of what's going to happen in the division.
Yeah. I think Sunday night's going to be a movie. Bengals, Ravens, Sunday night football. Winner gets the lead in the division and the tiebreaker over the other. Yeah,
that's
Sunday
a massive game.
Yeah,
massive game.
Win for a treat.
So I'm going to sit with Baltimore now because Lamar's played so well up until the Bills game. I think that Bills game was shaky. I think people only look at the highlight plays with him sometimes, which they are spectacular. He is spectacular. That escape out of 3 people trying to sack him and throwing a tipped ball that just lands in a receiver's hands. Nobody else does anything like that. Mahomes kind of does, but it's a different kind of escape. I'm going to sit with Baltimore for now.
Right.
Let's see. Takes us into this week's power rankings. Based off of last week, Kinsey, you had the Eagles at 1, Dolphins at 2, Ravens at 3, Chiefs at 4, Packers at 5. Who do you have at 5 this week?
At 5, I have the Minnesota Vikings.
What? In the power rankings? Whoa.
Yeah. They, even though it's the Saints still have a good defense, and it wasn't a real primetime game because it was 9:30, so Kirk actually showed up. So yeah, I think and Justin Jefferson, he finally came back from vacation after week 1. He had a monster game. I think 10 receptions, had a rushing touchdown for $119 or something. So yeah, I think they're getting back on track. I have them at 5.
Interesting.
At number 4, I have their division rival, the Green Bay Packers.
Okay.
Very, very, very ugly win, but versus a Belichick defense, he still got it done. The game shouldn't have went to OT because Dobbs dropped a touchdown pass 2 minutes left. Without that, there's no OT. So yeah, but 4 and 5 are easily interchangeable. Number 3, I have the Bills.
Seems low.
That seems high. Luckily on the list, but yeah, it was a good comeback. I'll give them that. It was a good comeback. It was aided by a terrible. The decision to go for it for the Ravens wasn't bad. It was the play call. Empty backfield, you eliminate the risk of the run outside of each QB draw. So the defenders are just 90% playing the pass. But they did come back against the Ravens in the Ravens' house. So I had to give them credit for that. That's all the praise that we get for me. Number 2, the Eagles, still undefeated. They have it seems 2 to 3 different players score a rushing touchdown each week. They're just killing it right now. They fell down 14-0. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, I guess they're finally about to lose," but no, they bounced back, aided by Trevor Lawrence losing 4 fumbles like that. So yeah, the Eagles, I think they deserve to be number 2. They would be number 1, but the Kansas City Chiefs, they only got about 3 or 4 months left of football before they get their Super Bowl ring. So yeah, they just establishing why they're the best team in the league. They dominated, cooked the number 1 defense, Bucks. I think the Bucks only gave up about 27 points the entire year, and the Chiefs scored 28 in the first half. And
it was impressive.
Their defense, it's hit or miss. It's never going to be a top 10 defense, but as long as it's not bad as it was in 2018, I think they have a chance at a ring. So yes, the Chiefs are at number 1.
All right. The Vikings at 5. Ooh, that is something. Let's see. How do I want to list this? How do I want to list this? I'm trying to think. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna go. Oh, man.
Honestly, You could put the Jets at 5 if you're struggling, but that's just me. That's just me.
Yeah, I could totally do that. I'm gonna leave the Ravens at 5. They were 5 in my rankings last week.
Mm-hmm.
I like that they got Dobbins back. I like that he was able to get into the rushing game. I like that he had the 2 touchdowns. I don't like that the Ravens gave up leads in the fourth quarter. 2-2. I still think they're good. Their secondary is shaky, but they took the Bills, who I have very high in the power rankings. They had a lead. They just couldn't hold on to it. I didn't like the decision by Harbaugh. You have Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker's quite easily probably could end up being the greatest kicker of all time.
Yeah.
Just take your 3 points. You got to get points when you can, and that I feel like that shows itself every time. Every time you don't take the points, I think it comes back and bites you. It happened to the Browns this weekend against the Falcons. At 4, I have Green Bay also. Ugly win, but a win is a win in the NFL. Right. You got to win those games, and they figured out a way to win it. I got the Eagles at 3, our only undefeated team. While I do believe that they are – legitimate team, I just don't think they're as good as the Chiefs or the Bills. Hurts has gotten better, and that's what's important for them. And I've got the Bills at 2 because they had to come back and win that game late. I'm going to keep them at 2. I had them at 3 last week, so they are up 1 spot, but that's a good win over a good Ravens team. I also have the Chiefs at 1. There's not much you can say. They beat a good Tampa Bay defense. Tampa Bay had some fumbles that were,
Yeah, that kickoff really set the tone.
The Chiefs go down, they score 7 right away. They get a 3 and out. It's 14-0 with Tom Brady getting the ball back. And then by the time you look up again, it's 21-3.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay did play them pretty even after that, but the game was over. Tom threw the ball a shit ton. It just wasn't meant to be that night. So Chiefs are 1. Impressive win. Primetime win. So give them their roses on that one. Let's see. Are you ready for Week 5 pick'em?
Yes, I am.
So let's give you the rundown here. As of right now, everybody remember we did not pick Week 1, so we are missing 16 games. When you add this up, it may be a little wonky, so just remember that. You are 22-26. That is a losing record. Do you have any words on why you are struggling to figure out how to pick winners?
Honestly, it's just like a lot of cheese, just nonsense be occurring. I picked the right games. I'm like a football aficionado. My knowledge is second to none. I should honestly be in some front offices. It's just, unforeseen things happen, and can't win them all, man. Can't win them all. Not every JC song was a hit. It happens.
But could you win more than 50%? Because you're under 50% by 4 games.
Honestly, I think I can run the table. So yeah.
Okay. Well, hey, teach their own. Let's see what we got here. Game number 1. Thursday night, Colts at Broncos.
I'm going to be honest. Despite my previous soliloquy, I have no idea who's going to win this game. The Colts.
Okay.
I'm on the ship, the Colts.
Even
though Russell Wilson has been looking better, let's ride. They have been looking better, kind of. Despite the losing, he has looked better. Then again, they lost their running back. Yeah, the Colts.
Okay. I'm going to side against Russell Wilson any chance I get. I'm going to go with the Colts also. That takes us to a game near and dear to my heart. Got the Chargers at the Browns. I'm worried.
I wouldn't say you shouldn't be worried. Like, I do think they should have the edge. But I could see y'all winning that football game. Will I pick you? No,
Okay.
but it's close. So, but the Chargers.
I do this myself every week. I'm gonna ride with my guys. The Chargers can't stop the run.
Yeah,
Last time we played the Chargers, we rushed for 220 yards and 3 touchdowns on them. Chubb had 160. We just got to run the ball down their throats. It's all you got to do, and that makes it a game. If you keep Justin Herbert off the field, you can win. Last time we played, Justin Herbert threw for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns. We lost that game by a touchdown. You got to keep the ball out of his hands as best you can. I expect it to be extremely close. I'm gonna give us a slight edge. It's a game we have to win. We got to start stacking up these games for when Watson gets back to keep it close. Next, we're going into the NFC. Giants at Packers, a battle of the 3-1s in London.
Oh yeah, good. That's because I usually wake up early on Sunday, so I'll be able to watch football at 10:30. Going with the Packers. The Giants. I don't know how much Giants you watch, but Daniel Jones, he's damn near a wildcat quarterback at this point. Like, he doesn't really pass. He's a really good rusher. Honestly, he might be the most underrated running quarterback in the league, but
Deceptive speed.
That's not a sustainable winning formula. Unless you're like a upper echelon, like a Lamar or like an MVP can, but Daniel Jones is not that. Packers.
Question for you: you're not going to pick a London upset?
Not these teams.
I also sided with the Packers. It's cool that Daniel Jones can run. Saquon's been better.
Yeah.
How long can that last? Can they stay healthy? Can Daniel Jones not fumble? I think Green Bay's too good. Got the Packers in London.
Yeah.
That takes us to a somewhat lopsided game, in my opinion. The Steelers in Buffalo taking on the Bills.
It's crazy that on some betting lines, the Steelers are the spread is 14. I know the Bills are clearly better, but to straight up say that team is 14 points better, that's a big extreme. Granted, the Bills are going to win, but you're basically saying this is going to be a blowout, not competitive at all.
So you say under on the points?
I don't think it's going to be 41-3. I can see a 28-10 or something. I don't think it's going to be a historic ass whipping.
28-10 is 18 points.
Yeah, okay, but
that's more than the line. That's more than the line, though.
Yeah, but just to have it straight up like that, nah, I don't.
All right. Well, Bears at Vikings.
Vikings. Justin Fields finally had his real good passing game of the season, but I don't see that alone beating the Vikings. So yeah, Vikings.
I got the Vikings also. Just don't believe in the Bears. Justin Fields doesn't have the help. Mm-hmm. Them having 2 wins seems like inspirational almost. Like they've been gifted 2 wins to me.
This season has a lot of fluky records. Like the Giants 3-1. If the Bears would have beat the Giants, they would have been 3-1, and the Bears are not a 3-1 team.
Right.
So it's just this season has just been weird.
Takes us to Lions at Patriots.
The Lions could score. They be putting up buckets. But do I think that'll work against Belichick? My heart is saying Lions, but my head honestly is also saying Lions. But something is just saying Bill isn't going to fall to 1-4. So I'm going to regret it, but I'm rocking with the Patriots.
All right, Pats, gotcha. I'm going to go Lions just to mix it up a little bit. We've agreed a lot on this so far. I'm going to go Lions. I like that they score a bunch of points. They're fun.
I really like the running back, Jamal Williams.
Hopefully, Amon St. Brown's back this week. Gives him a little bit more of a boost. Helps my chances. But yeah, I'm gonna go Lions. Jared Goff's low key been slinging that around. So give them credit where credit's due. I got the Lions. Next, we got the Seahawks going out and taking on the Saints in New Orleans.
Seahawks, Saints. I'm rocking with Gino for that one.
Ooh,
Give me
Hawks.
the Seahawks.
Yikes. I like the way the Saints battled against the Vikings.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who's playing quarterback for the Saints. I don't know if James is going to play. I don't know if Andy Dalton's going to play. I don't know if Taysom Hill. So I'm going to take, because of the indecision there, I'm going to take the Seahawks also in a close game. Next game should be interesting. This is your guys. The Dolphins are coming up to New York. Who you got? Dolphins, Jets. Upset alert?
Yes. Give me the Jets.
Oh my.
Zach,
oh Lord.
He sometimes in that backfield, it's Mahomes like in idea. Trust me. It's Mahomes like in the idea. Like he be spinning around and doing a much tomfoolery. Now the execution isn't Mahomes like, but I see what he's going for, so I have to give him effort for that. Our running game was kind of bad right now, and it's going to be a great test because our corners have been playing very, very good.
Now, Sauce versus Hill or Waddle is going to be fun to watch.
This is going to be something. Obviously, it's just an upset alert, but yeah, I'm going with the Jets.
I wanted to pick the Jets too, but I'm going to go with the Dolphins for the sake of parity. Sauce has a massive challenge on him. What helps is the fact that Teddy Bridgewater is the one throwing the ball to them. I think the Dolphins should be on upset alert with 2 out. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins, but I would not be surprised if the Jets pull an upset.
Right.
Takes us over to Falcons at Tampa Bay.
Let me see. This is 2 average give me the
2 average quarterbacks.
Give me the Bucks. They're just the better team. The Falcons, I just don't see it. And if this was Madden Kyle Pitts, then maybe they have a chance. But I don't know. In real life, he just isn't that productive yet. I don't know why. But yeah regardless, Bucks. No, that's damn near a lock of the week.
Yeah, I would say that is a lock. Tampa Bay bouncing back after a tough game against the Chiefs. I think they're going to come out and try to bully the Falcons with Leonard Fournette to start.
Yeah.
And then, Tom, later in the game starts carving them up a little bit. I got Tampa Bay big.
Right.
I just think it's a get right game for them, and it's time. They got to start figuring some stuff out in Tampa Bay. The Falcons did beat my Browns, but that was, I say it every way, it's just a stupid loss. Let's see. Jumping ahead, Titans at Commanders.
2 teams that just aren't living up to expectations. The Commanders, they have to get one. They didn't win to the opening week. I'm gonna just rock with them. But this is a pick 'em. They're both struggling right now.
I'm gonna go with the Titans. I don't think the Commanders can slow down Derrick Henry. I think he's gonna have to break out with a big game. I'm gonna go with the Titans. Should be a close one, but I'm gonna lean with the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Battle in the AFC South, Texans at Jaguars.
Yo, give me the Texans, man.
Whoa.
I'm on the ship of the Jaguars are peaking at 6 wins, which means they're going to have to lose some games that people think they could steal. Give me the Texans. The Texans are frisky. They almost came back and beat the Chargers.
I'm gonna side with the Jags. I picked them to win the division, so I got to ride with them. I think Trevor comes out and puts up some impressive numbers on Sunday. Give me the Jags. Next, we've got the 49ers at Carolina. I'm just going to come out and say, do not be surprised if Carolina starts looking into getting Sam Bradford back, throwing the ball and getting ready. Baker's not been getting it done for them. I'm going to go with the 49ers. I think the Panthers are in trouble quarterback-wise.
Yeah, give me the Niners too. I don't get it. Maybe you know a bit more because he was your quarterback, but did he always struggle to get to 200 yards? It's like every time I'm watching like the 1 o'clock games and like I see the Panthers stuff flash at the bottom ticker. It's like, oh, Baker 5 for 13, 80 yards, and like we're in the third quarter. Like, what is happening?
Yeah, it's just. I think this is what it is. Unfortunately, I've harped on it long enough. The Baker thing's over. Unfortunately, he's going to
Free
be a
Robbie
backup for a
Anderson.
while.
Come back to New York. Free Robbie Anderson.
Cowboys at Rams. This is an important game because if Cooper Rush wins again, QB controversy? Question mark. Or do the Rams get right and Cooper Kupp has to catch the ball 25 times? Because that's what it seems like it has to be. The Rams do not have many options.
Despite Sean McVay selling me this past week because I had a money line on them because I was like, come on now, it's 49ers. And even though they're a very good, well coached team, I just thought with Donald and Ramsey and Cooper Kupp, I thought they would just out talent the Niners, but guess not. Give me the Rams. They need this one. They can't keep losing. They need this one.
I'm going to take the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys pass rush is going to bother Matthew Stafford. I don't think Cooper Kupp by himself can beat the Cowboys. I think Diggs following him around all day is going to be fun.
Yeah.
I like that matchup between those two guys. I'm going to take the Cowboys in what feels like an upset, but they're 3-1, so it's kind of a weird scenario.
For TV purposes, I wouldn't mind the Cowboys win because talk shows will be on fire on Monday.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That takes us to the 4-0 Eagles visiting the Cardinals.
Yes. I don't think the Cardinals are truly as bad as like their first halves indicate, but they're not beating the Eagles. Give me the Eagles.
I think this is a good spot for an upset, but I just like the Eagles' defensive line to contain Kyler enough to win.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the Cardinals' defense. It would take a monumental effort from Kyler to win this game.
Right.
I'm going to side with the Eagles, and they're going to be that last remaining undefeated team a little bit longer.
Mm-hmm.
That takes us to probably the game of the week. Sunday night, Bengals in Baltimore. Battle for the AFC North, 2-2 versus 2-2. Who you got?
Give me the Ravens. I think Lamar's going to get back on track, especially given that the fact it's a primetime game. They honestly should be 4-0. And while the Bengals have gotten quote unquote back on track, their wins came versus the Jets, and the Dolphins were solid, so let me not downplay that. But the Dolphins was out there starting quarterback for a half.
Yeah.
So now that they're playing like another high-powered offense, let's see how that works. And the Ravens, despite their secondary being terrible, they lead the league in turnovers. Weird. So I think they could maybe get at least one interception off Burrow. The Ravens' offense is still very good, so yeah, I'll take them.
I'm going to take the Bengals. I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be close. Joe Burrow seems to really enjoy these games against the Ravens.
Yeah.
He's balled out against them in last year. I'm going to take the Bengals. The Bengals have got to get Jamar Chase going. Jamar Chase is way too talented to be playing at this level. So they've got it. I think it's time they let that deep ball get out and go.
Yeah.
I got the Bengals in a close game. I do expect some points to be on the board, but yeah, I think it should be close. That takes us to Monday night. Last game of the week. Raiders visiting the Chiefs. I think this is an easy one for us.
Yeah. Give me the Chiefs. I think my GOAT boy going to show out. Going to show why he still runs the AFC West and the NFL. So yeah, I don't think the Raiders, they aren't bad, but I don't think it's the Chiefs. So give me Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Chiefs also. The Raiders beat the Broncos, but I have no faith in the Broncos. So I'm going to side with the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes is playing great football. That's all it takes. So they're just better at this point. All right. Well, hey, that's going to close out the NFL portion of the podcast today. We're going to hop into the NBA for a little bit. Starting us off hot in NBA time. I want your playoff picks for the East and the West.
All right. Now, if you thought I was the NFL 15 knowledge, my NBA knowledge might even surpass that. So, the seeds, subject to change, but I think this is how it's going to be. In the East, give me the 76ers, the Bucks.
Are you seeding this? Is this your seeds or just teams?
Yeah. This.
Put them in seeds. It'll be a little easier.
All right. The 76ers.
As your 1 seed.
The Bucks.
Okay.
The Nets. The Celtics.
Okay.
The Heat.
At 5. Okay.
The Wizards.
At 6.
Am I looking right in the camera?
The Wizards at 6.
The Washington Wizards will be the 6th seed in the Eastern Conference this year. Right below the Wizards, the Cavaliers. See, I'll show you some love. The Cavs, 7th. In 8th, go New York, go New York, go.
What?
The Knicks as the 8th seed. 9th seed and 10th seed play-in teams, the Hawks and the Bulls.
Sir, how...
Yes. Any question, comments, concerns?
You don't think Toronto is one of the 10 best teams in the East?
Yo, that's great. I'm not going to lie. I forgot about them. But I guess they're replacing Chicago in the play-in.
Sir, there is no world in which Toronto is not better than New York or Washington or Atlanta.
I mean, I can move Toronto to 9th if that'll help. But do I put them above the Cavs?
I mean,
they're not better than Knicks and Wizards. I'm not rocking with that. Nope. Not rocking with that.
that's it. That's really bad. It's really bad. Okay, so I'm gonna go with my Eastern Conference rankings. I got the Bucks winning the East at the number 1 seed. Right. I'm gonna take the Nets at the 2 seed this year. I've got Boston at the 3. I've got Philly at 4. I've got the Cavs at 5. I've got Miami at 6. I've got Toronto at 7. I've got Atlanta at 8. I've got Detroit at 9.
That's actually
I've got the Bulls at 10.
So I can't have the Wizards at 6, but you can have
6.
But you can
Wizards
have
at 6. The Wizards are going to win more than 45 games in your mind?
44 through 48. Okay,
no.
So the Wizards have a way better chance at 6th seed than the Pistons have it being a top 10 seed.
I would much prefer Detroit at 10 and the Bulls at 9. I bet you Detroit makes the play-in before the Wizards make the 6th seed.
The only team the Pistons are better than in the East is the Pacers and Magic. This is blasphemy.
Okay, I guess we'll find out. The Wizards at 6.
Yes.
That team's got lottery written all over them. Yeah, no, I see it. Yeah. That's really great.
Wait. Lottery bugging. Bradley Beal, I'm gonna tweet you. I'm sending you this clip, Bill. Lottery. Bradley Beal.
Okay, before you go too far, let's go out west. Who is your 1 seed in the West?
The Los Angeles Clippers.
Okay. Who's your 2nd seed?
The Warriors.
Okay. 3rd seed?
Nuggets.
4th seed?
Lakers. That's
okay. 5 seed?
Damn, I can't believe that. Pelicans. CJ Makala.
Okay, who's your 6th seed then?
The Wolves.
Who's your 7th seed?
The Grizzlies.
Who's your 8th seed?
The Mavs.
Who's your 9th seed?
The Suns.
What? You have the Suns as your 9th seed.
Look, honestly, the West is tough. This is a tough list. This is a good conference.
Okay, who's your 10 seed?
Damian Lillard. Give me the Blazers. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with me.
Okay, well, that was really, really impressive that you. That is impressive. I don't even know what to say to that. My 1 seed is the Warriors. My 2 seed is the Clippers. My 3 is the Nuggets. My 4 is the Suns. My 5 is Memphis. My 6 is Minnesota. My 7 is the Pelicans. My 8 is the Lakers. My 9 is the Mavericks. And my 10 is Game Time.
Are you like predicting 80 missing 20 games or something? Because if they have,
it's already penciled in though. That's the problem.
I mean, yeah. If he don't play over 50, I can see that. But 8th seed, if like
that roster is terrible.
Oh, yeah, the roster is bad. The roster, but I think with LeBron,
a 38-year-old LeBron at some point is going to be done. AD's great, cool. He's just never there. It's just there's just no way that they have a better regular season record than some of these other younger teams. They're not going to. It's just not going to. They're not going to try as hard in the regular season to win these games like as younger teams would. I don't see it anymore.
That's fair.
I think it's absolutely insane that you have the Suns as the 9 seed.
Nah, yo, it was like
it's insane.
I got to 7, and then I was like,
how is Memphis going to have that big of a drop off as a young team?
It's not necessarily a drop off. It's just that the Clippers and Warriors and Nuggets, I definitely have above them.
You had them at the 8th seed.
It happens.
This is ASA 9, ASA 10, ASA 12, ASA 13.
Subconference, man.
All right. Moving on to the next one. We're just going to do this one. I want your all NBA first team. This one's just a quick off the top. NBA first team.
I'm interested for the guard or the forward.
I believe guard.
All right, then Luka.
Okay.
Curry.
Okay, I agree there.
Giannis.
Yep.
Braun. Jokic.
Huh. All right. You think LeBron's going to get first team?
Yeah.
I had Luka, Curry, Giannis, Jokic, and I had Kawhi as my smiler forward for my first team. Yeah, I just wanted to see what your thoughts on the first team would be. Let's see. What team that is in rebuild mode has the best young core for you?
I'm going with the Rockets. They just very, very high scoring team, high energy. I think Sagoon, he might be like one of the most underrated players. Like whenever like I see a clip on Twitter of him, I'm like, yo, he's like a baby Jokic. Like those passes are insane. And then of course, like all the young scorers they have. So I'm going with them. I think they definitely beat out the Magic in terms of talent. The Pistons, I guess you're super high on them, but I don't think I don't think they have a higher ceiling than the Rockets. I guess the Thunder could, because Shea is probably the best out of like all the young talent, but
they're not going to try to win, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, they should honestly be like investigated for that. They're honestly worse than trust the process, but that's a story for another day. But yeah, give me the Rockets.
I guess you can't really say Cleveland because they made the move to go for Donovan Mitchell, so the rebuild is kind of over.
Yeah.
Mobley, Garland, and Allen are all under 24 years old, but I think the Donovan Mitchell trade takes them out of rebuild mode.
Right.
The Pelicans, the trade for CJ kind of takes them out of rebuild mode because Zion's 22, Herb Jones is 23, and Ingram's 24, and that core is pretty young still. But
you forgot Jose.
Well, because he's not in the core,
Defense.
But the trade for CJ kind of takes them out of this process. The Rockets, I do like their core. I like Jabari. I'm not a big Jalen Green guy, but I know he has talent. Sengun's very fun to watch. His passing is next level.
Yeah.
I just don't. Everybody wants to score on that team. I don't think anybody wants. I don't. It's hard to like. It's hard to see where the winning's going to come for that team because some people have to make sacrifices, and I don't think anybody on that team is ready to make a sacrifice. Maybe Jabari Smith can be that guy, maybe,
Yeah.
but I don't think Jalen Green is there yet. So I'm going to stick with my guys. I've been very high on Detroit. Cade Cunningham is excellent player. I think their potential is there. Jaden Ivey is going to be a really good scorer, a really good backcourt mate with Cade Cunningham. It just adds another layer to their team. Jalen Duran is a big man who is going to be very talented. I like the trade they made with Utah. That adds another veteran. I'm going to pick Detroit. I like their core. I think you add another draft in there, they're only going to get better. So that is pretty much the meat of the podcast. We are at the part of the night where we get the Would You Rather. Okay, this week, this is brought to you by our good friend Brando. Would you rather be dropped in a desert or would you rather be dropped in the ocean?
The desert, I had to choose that by default because I can't swim. And honestly, I got heart. So I'm walking until I reach civilization. So it don't matter what desert I'm in, I'm reaching civilization. Yeah, I'm saying that word terribly. But yes, drop me in there. I will keep walking and walking and walking, and I will reach a town eventually.
Okay, so you think you could survive the desert?
Yes.
I just think if you get dropped in the ocean, you're done. Because even if you can swim, eventually you're just gonna tire yourself out just treading water alone. Right. You're just gonna get overtaken at some point. I think that's a very tall task to survive long enough for a boat to come by. Mm-hmm. The desert's going to be a really difficult proposition also. The sun, there's nowhere to hide in the desert for the most part. It's more about would you rather drown or would you rather die of dehydration almost? Because those options are bad.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. In this scenario, I think I'm going to pick drowning. I'm going to get dropped in the ocean. Because maybe I get eaten and it goes quicker. I don't know. I think it'd be hard in the desert where your body just starts to fail you and you die of sunstroke or something. So I'm going to go with the ocean. I think it's a hard one because either way, I think in both scenarios, you don't make it out alive. Mm-hmm. You may think you have the dog in you and you can survive, but depending on how far out you are, you might not even make it.
Yeah,
an hour with the heat. So it's very difficult. So I'm going to pick to die in the ocean. It's a tough one. All right, Kinsey, that is the podcast. Anything you want to touch on before we get out of here tonight?
Nah, nothing's coming to mind.
Okay. I just want to say appreciate everybody who has come out and supported us on social media, who has viewed the podcast, who's watched the podcast. Thank you. We are on Spotify. We are on YouTube. We are on Instagram, Twitter. We're on Anchor for Spotify or for podcasts. We're on Google Play. Check us out. We appreciate you guys. Like and subscribe. And we will be back next week with another edition of the House of Agendas podcast. This is Doug signing off for the night. Kinsey, give it to him.
Okay, Kinsey, y'all know where to find us. Just support us. We telling you, support us. Because when we up there with like 500 million subscribers, don't doubt there from the start. If you wasn't, pull up now. Just saying. You heard me?
All right, guys. Thank you again. We're out.